Hey, what's up, everybody? Christian Brindle here, and I am back with somebody doing big time things in the insurance space. I'm here with someone who's no stranger to our channel, Mr. Andrew Lee
Yes,
himself of
sir.
Health Mutual Network, the admin over at California Insurance Agents Facebook group, just killing it over there, bringing some really necessary, valuable information to California agents with California specific tactics. Dude, how you doing, brother? Good to have you back on.
Doing well. We survived the fires. We survived. We're staying alive, thriving. We got an event coming up. This is
Yes.
for California. We have a California Insurance Agents Conference, one of a kind, and Christian Brindle is going to be one of the speakers, one of the esteemed speakers. And this is going to be something that's going to be unprecedented, really. I mean, all the other California conferences or more expos or
Hmm.
carrier rollouts. This is not that. And Christian is an expert in terms of putting out content that is not going to just be, hey, buy something, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm
So
super excited about it. I think it's California is such a cool market and it's so unique in so many ways. We've talked about it a ton on, in the past, and I think it's a very valuable thing that you're doing because, all these events that happen, and so many of them happen in Vegas, right? The summit's happening in Salt Lake City this year. It's just, there's not enough of the really good events happening in California, and you're changing that. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to it. Um, Tell the people real quickly before we jump in a little farther, like how can they find information about the event? How can they get tickets?
yeah, so if you guys aren't in my California Insurance Agents group, that's literally what it's called. Can't believe that name was not taken. There's a link in there. If anything, I could even post a link on the bottom of this video once this comes
Oh
out.
yeah, of course.
For the registration page. Right now, we're doing half off early bird ticket sales, so take advantage of that. It's at $49. We're gonna have, I mean, Christian alone is worth the admission, but we have five other speakers, including myself, that I'm not saying that I'm a game changer, but some of these people
But
are,
you are. But
in a
you are.
big way, right? So this is not only for Californians, by the way. This is for people from all over, whoever wants to come out and get this information. And also, the venue just happens to be looking over the Staples Center, which I refuse to call it the crypto arena because that's the house that Kobe built.
That's right.
So it's a really cool location, and I would love to see everybody there.
I'm super excited about it, guys. Make sure to check that out, check that link out. Get those tickets if you are in California, even if you're not, make the trip out.
Oh, absolutely. I
Um,
mean, people make trips for, thousands of dollars worth of tickets.
always,
Why not
all
one
the,
for $49 in front of the Staples
yeah.
Center?
I mean, that's insane value. Like for the cost of admission, that's insane value. I mean, so definitely get those tickets, guys, and be at that event. I'm going to be there. I'm excited to bring some value.
Excited to hear you.
Let's dive in, right? So at the time of recording this, we are approaching kind of the end of the first quarter of the year. I can't believe it, right? It seems like 2025
Yeah.
just started. One question that I we get from agents all the time, and I know you do as well, is like, how do I make sales once OEP is over, right? Like OEP is over, AEP is not for, I don't know, 6 months, after that. How do I make sales in between? Some agents just kind of take it as like, oh, I'm going on vacation for 6 months. That's not what we do. That's not what we recommend. Like, year-round business, I feel like is the way to go. But what do you feel like are some strategies that agents can be using to make sure that they're writing business all year round, right? Like, how do they not be a seasonal agent, as I like to call them?
Yeah. And that's a great question, and it's a good topic that we're talking about today. I don't think we've really gone deep into this,
Hmm.
but yeah, I love this topic. So the off season, funny enough, for certain agents are better than AEP because of
Hmm.
the concentration of all the marketing and all that stuff that's happening during AEP. Some people just have a very good flow of T65 campaigns or a specific SCP they're not going to really, advertise OEP or anything like that. But there's just so many there's certain ways, right, that you can still get the people that you want in Medicare into Medicare. I mean, number one being T65s. I mean, that's just going to be a given, right? I mean, that's you get full true up commissions, and they're nicer to talk to you because they don't know anything about Medicare as as much as they want to be autonomous and want to know this information. And you can watch YouTube videos like Christian's, you can watch mine, you can do all that, but you need somebody to really hold your hand through this. So during the off season, they're going to be nicer to you, especially if they're turning 65, because at this point they're just gathering information, right? So they have to be
Hmm.
nice. If you're not gathering information nicely, then nobody's going to want to work with you, right? And that's where you
Hmm.
get all the people that don't have agents. I mean, obviously that's probably not the reason why, but it's just, seniors need information, and that is the whole pitch when it comes to a T65 sale is based off of information, right? And that's how they
Hmm.
make their decision, and then you are the person that makes it happen. And Christian, what do you like doing in terms of T65 sales? Like what is your like go to not lead, but like just mentality when it
Hmm.
comes to T65 during the off season.
Yeah, yeah. And I love everything that you said, and I think you hit it right on the head. I mean, I think for me, the best way to prospect T65 business is when you're getting relatively ahead of the game on them. I think the people that, have the best pipelines that are built for T65 clientele year round are the ones that probably are starting to market to them 6, 7 months, maybe even longer before their birth month. Because if you wait till 3 months before, 4 months before, a lot of times it's too late, right? So many people have already made their decisions, but people really start trying to figure it out for the most part 6 months out, 7 months out, something like that. So, like for us, we almost have like a holy trilogy, a trilogy, if you will. What is it? No, no, the Trinity. We have a Trinity,
Trinity.
Holy Trinity. I'm like, yeah, we have the Trinity of T65 leads, and for me, it's seminars, Facebook ads, Facebook leads, and Lead Hero leads,
Elite
baby.
heroes. I was about to
Those
throw that in there for
the
you if
whole
you weren't
the
gonna
holy
do
the
that.
holy Trinity right there, right?
And you
And
know what's crazy? Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
no, I was just gonna say all of those, give you the ability to really reach the person 6, 7 months out. I think the T65 sale requires two things: consistency and patience, because you have to consistently be almost marinating that person until they're ready to go. And I think you have to be consistent about it because if you go about doing that every month, then what happens is you build up a pipeline, and then every month you have people from 3 or 4 months previously that you started working on that are ready to go, right? So you always have people that are ready to go. It takes a little bit of patience, but I think that's the best way to really prospect T65 business year round.
Yeah. You know what I've been really honing back into is the art of the sale.
Mm,
A lot of people have been focusing on marketing lately, and which is, I mean, you have to, right? You really have to, but people have sort of forgotten about sales. I don't know if that's sort of what you've
totally.
been seeing. You agree with that?
I
Um,
do. I do. I think people, it's amazing to me how many agents don't want to admit that they're salespeople. I talk about this, I feel like all the time because it just blows my mind. Like they won't call themselves salespeople. They're like, I'm an educator. It's like, okay, you can call it whatever you want. You're a salesperson. Like you're a salesperson at the end of the day. And I think the people that acknowledge that and embrace that, and to a certain extent, probably do much better as agents. They're better producers. They write more business. But no, yeah, I think agents, they're almost like rejecting sales and being a salesperson. So I definitely see what you're saying.
yeah. So, I mean, even calling lead hero leads or calling leads in general, right? Like when I'm trying to coach my team up on phone sales, because that's generally what I'm good at. Um, when I'm teaching phone sales, I mean, what we've been noticing is, I mean, there has to, it's not just like okay, just because these leads are good doesn't necessarily mean that they're always gonna just say yes. on the first try, right? I mean, if that person is in that situation, it's a one call close or a one visit close. One visit closes it more often, but one call close, good on you, mate, right? That's awesome. But a follow up takes what, 7, 8, 9 times
Hmm.
to really get somebody to make a decision, right? Either yes or no. Of course, CR or like automations with your CRMs come play into that, right? And touches from AI now, so there's gonna be a lot more, stuff coming out with that, and a lot of cool technology that's going to help supplement that follow up situation. So follow up being a part of that sales process. So what I've been seeing is a lot of people have been talking crap about, and if that's you, we're still friends. It's all good, but I just disagree with you.
Yeah,
Um, the triple calling, the triple dials, the reason why it doesn't work for you is because you don't have good marketing first. I mean, I'm sorry to be blunt, that they don't know who you are. So the triple dot works if they know who you are. That's my opinion, right? Because what will happen is you'll dial for the first dial, and then you'll go ahead and leave a voicemail. I mean, everybody has their own different ways of doing things. And then I wait 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 seconds. And then I go ahead and try calling them one more time. And then don't leave a voicemail, leave a text message if there's PTC involved. And you have all that good, like going for you, and you can reach out to them via text and also phone. On that third call, I don't know. They seem to be answering for our agency,
hmm,
right? A combination of all three. So I've been hearing some of that, and I'm like, man, we could differ on that, but when it comes to sales, because the marketing has gotten so good, look at your lead heroes, look at your Facebook ads that people are just doing for you. Look at all these things that are just, like the done for yous, like like everything all in one, like, just package, just making it easy. You and me, Christian, both know that, like old school selling is what got us here, right? Old
100%.
school selling, paper apps, that's what got us here, and hence why we can, move forward with technology and move forward with, what we're trying to do outside of sales. Hopefully that answered that question, or hopefully that was a useful statement.
No, no, I think that was great. And I totally agree with you, right? Like I've always said marketing opens the door for turning a prospect into a client, but the sales skills allows you to walk through the door.
Yeah.
And I think if someone doesn't have the proper sales skills, they're just going to be outside looking in all day long. They're going to be like, "Can I come in there?" And that, and from the other side, it's going to be like, "Nah, son, no, boy, you can't come in here. Here, you stay the fuck out there." And, but no, it's true. Like, I think I mean, and when agents, come back and they're like, sales is bad, or I'm not a salesperson. Nah, nah, nah. I think people get the impression of like sales is high pressure sales, or, you're being a dickhead or something like that. It's not that. I think sales, I mean, if you are doing a presentation for a client, if you have certain ways that you phrase things because you know it's going to come off better to the client than phrasing it another way, if you have an opening line when you call a lead or you talk to someone on the phone, if you have a closing remark that allows you to lean into the close of that sale and lead to actually doing the application, all of that is sales. You might call it, oh, it's my presentation. No, it's that for sure, but it's also sales tactics and sales strategies that allow you to
Right.
make the deal and allow you to close the deal. I had a conversation one time with an agent. He's like, so you're saying I should just tell my clients I'm selling or I'm a salesperson? I'm like, no, but like that doesn't mean that you have to internalize and deny to yourself what you are. Like you don't have to go into your clients and be like, "Hey, I'm your salesperson here to work with you today." But like
Yeah.
internally, you just need to acknowledge that like sales skills really matter in terms of converting the lead. The lead is only as good as Andrew said very articulately earlier, the lead is only as good as your ability to close it and your ability as a salesperson.
Right. Yeah. Salesmanship. Right. That's the word. I mean, it still is an art form, and you still do have to study that. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
marketing has made it easier, but I mean that's just my spiel there. Yeah, I guess moving on to like what else you can do during the off season is you can definitely cross sell,
Mm-hmm.
right? Now, let's talk about cross selling. Well, I'm in California, so boo-hoo for me, right? I don't have too much to offer seniors. I don't have too much, we don't have home health. You have to be on a Medicaid kind of program to get actual home health, not the ones where they come in and play chess with you and, do your laundry for you. Um, so we're limited, especially even with cancer policies, right? We don't have ancillaries to cross sell. It's pretty much dental and vision, right? So, I mean, cross-selling wise for Californians, at the very least, from my perspective, and of course from with everybody else's perspective, California, we do a lot of cross-selling of dental, vision, and hearing, and there's a lot of companies out there that will give you pretty good commission rates on dental policies. Like it's so slept on. So I would cross sell dental at the very least for the people that have Medicare supplements, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, what are they going to do for their teeth unless I mean, if they still have them, what are they going to do for their teeth, right? You're going to have to itemize their policy like you do with the supplement plan, right? It's the same kind of explanation. It's, hey, this is going to be your major medical. Hey, this is going to be your drug plan. Hey, this is going to be your dental policy. It's already itemized, but this is just the way it goes, right? Easy close.
Mm-hmm.
How much money did you make per month? You made like 20 something bucks a month, right? That's just, I mean, that's two-thirds of a Medicare. I mean, I don't know, in certain states, a Medicare policy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
In a lot of states, that is your first year commission, on a Medicare supplement in particular.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I think that's such a great point. And dental is such a natural cross sell. I feel like with any health product, right? Like with
yeah,
ACA, with Medicare supplement, even with some Medicare Advantage plans that don't have that much dental built into them. It's kind of depend on the market and the plan itself where you are. But like, one thing that we noticed, there were some carriers this past AEP in a lot of markets that cut their dental benefits pretty significantly.
yep.
And I had agents that work with us that they're like, what do I do? And I'm like, there's not another good option. I'm like, this is a gift from the above, like this is an
And
opportunity.
MAPD on top of a Medicare, or sorry, on top of a dental policy.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's not so hard to do these days. It seemed sort of impossible before with, these $4,000, $5,000 amounts of certain
yeah.
carriers.
Yep.
Not anymore.
Yeah. So like it opens up the opportunity to have that conversation. Be like, listen, I understand that your plan had this much dental benefits. It got cut pretty significantly going into the new year. Unfortunately, because of everything that's going on, with the Inflation Reduction Act and just kind of changes that we're seeing, the pendulum's kind of swinging the other way and benefits are getting cut a little bit. There's not a whole lot of options in your area that provide too much better dental, but what we can do, we can attach a separate plan that it's solely responsible for providing your dental vision and hearing needs. Like
Right.
there's so many opportunities to sell it. I think it's such a no-brainer cross sell to be making.
That's literally what I tell my office, and it's ingrained in them. Like it's a must, right? Because let's just be real. I mean, these are statistics that are for people that are under 65, but it could apply for people over 65. Dental's the number one claim,
Mm,
is a number one medical claim, right? So even though it is an ancillary, it's still for me a necessity, right?
hmm.
Because then at that point, some people, I mean, most people wear glasses as well too, unless they got LASIK. I think they're going to use that more than their major medical. I mean, if you talk to somebody on a bronze kind of plan, I guess with ACA, if we're talking that, they're never going to use their policy, right?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
let's say if somebody had a plan in and they're just like, nope, 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 I'm just having this to have this, but my teeth are rotting, right? So it could be, or they don't even use a drug policy because they don't take medications, but they need dental, right? So at the very least. offer a cross sell, especially with something that's not underwritten, and also something that you can sell any time of the year, and the effective date could be tomorrow.
Yep, 100%, 100% guaranteed issue, right? Like it's it's such a great just natural cross sell that people want. I told this story recently and I keep coming back to it because like I think it's something that agents need to hear. When I was coming up in the business, a lot of people know, I started as a downline for my dad. I've been in the business a long time. My dad was very anti dental plans. And so my first like year or two selling, I was too, because that's what I was taught. I was like, okay, whatever you say. But he was very anti-dental plans. His whole argument was there's no good dental plans. And as I got more seasoned, I would hear him on the phone with clients. He'd have clients call in and I'd hear him on the phone with them. And like, I mean, if someone calls in, it's existing client, they call in about a dental plan. This would happen routinely, by the way. Like, how long does it take you to wrap that up? Like 10 minutes, 15 minutes? It's an easy sale. He would spend like 30 minutes sometimes trying to talk them out of it, explaining why it's no good, why it's not a good product, anything like that. And so about 3 years ago, we
I'm
bought
like,
his
what?
about 3 years ago we bought his agency, right? Because we grew exponentially. We were in a position to buy his agency so he could retire. And one thing we noticed very early in the first like 6 months working with his clients is there are very few dental policies on the books, but most of the clients had a dental plan from somewhere else that they were going elsewhere and getting. So like that was just kind of reinforcing something I already knew that if they want it, even if they don't tell you they want it, if you don't offer it, they're going to go somewhere else and get it anyway.
Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up. So just to sort of like wrap up on cross-selling and get to the other what we
Yes.
can do during the off season. If you don't offer the plan, they're not gonna take it. You'd be
Yeah.
surprised how many people don't even offer it because they think their
Hmm.
major medical plan is gonna be too high of a premium, so they're scared of losing their first policy. They don't even offer it. But if you have to sell yourself on this, right? You have to sell yourself. You've maybe had a dental procedure done. You've maybe had family members. You might even have to sell yourself to say, hey, look, I just have to sell this, right? And it's also a necessity. If there's gonna be, y- if there's gonna be like testimonials from people that are saying that, yeah, this dental helped out, then why wouldn't you sell it, right? I have so
Hmm.
many of them. If you need some, I'll give you some.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So I want to shift gears a little bit into some other things people can be doing during the off season, right? Like you are a ninja when it comes to under 65 ACA sales, right? Like talk about how incorporating that into what you're doing if you're a Medicare agent helps you sell all year round. Like what talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, we have SEPs. I mean, especially since, well, in California, I mean, there's always going to be the 100 to 150% SEP on marketplace policies. So in English, that means if you're low income, then you have a special enrollment period that you can take advantage of, generally with those $0 plans, those kind of things. In California, we have, I mean, any state that has their own state-based exchanges. In California, we have our own respective SEPs. We just had a big fire, right? So
Hmm.
we'll have that. We'll have like FEMA events. We'll have, I mean, sometimes here, the drop of a pin, they'll just have an SCP like, oh, Biden at the time, I think it was Biden was driving through the 10 freeway and it was closed down. SCP, right? So it's like, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. If I could still pull up the qualifying life event, like the
That's
drop down.
that's wild.
Oh, and same with Obama sometimes too, because they'll block. Anyways, and I'm not just singling out Democratic presidents, this is the people that actually, this is what happened. Like, I'm sure Trump, but yeah, but I don't think he really came here that much. Um, so yeah, I mean, for under 65, it's pretty important to also have that in your arsenal because a lot of the people that have again, we going back to the whole 65 mentality. If they are already your ACA client and you're treating it like, ah man, this is just something I'm gonna do as a favor for
Hmm.
somebody until they turn 65 just so they can stay on my books, blah blah blah. You're totally mistaken. There's another opportunity that you can do. You can cross-sell more products with under 65 and over 65. I'm gonna start with under 65. So under 65, again, we already talked about dental. There's cancer, heart attack, stroke plans. There's, other ancillaries for hospitalization, HI. There's some guaranteed issue hospitalization as well too if you have pre-existing conditions. There's going to be uh, life insurance if need be, right? Annuities. I'm not the specialist at that, so I'm not going to go too much into that before I say something stupid. And so there's so many opportunities with ACA because one, you can cross-sell those specific products. You just need to know how to explain it to them and really sell yourself so they can get sold on this opportunity as well too. Now, mind you, these people are the ones generally, with in terms of statistics, they're going to be the ones after 40 some odd that are going to be more inclined to having critical illness. So you sort of explain that to them. That's sort of my crowd, by the way. That's my niche. That's my avatar, or families like that. So I'll offer them, like, hey, look, you have an $8,700 out of pocket max. Your income's at 30K. Let's just do the math. That's one third of your income right there, right? So we need to get you something at the very least so that you're not, just paying hospital bill after hospital bill, right? Let's get you coverage, right? And it's not going to be that much. So there's opportunities there. Obviously, in other states outside of California, which I'm at, you have your home health, you have your LTCs, and again, annuities I'm going to bring up. I mean, you have a bevy of products that you can offer throughout the off season, but these are all cross sells in respect to the time given for Medicare, right? So since these ancillary products don't really have like an open enrollment period, go crazy.
Hmm. Yep. I love it. I absolutely love it. Um, a couple of things like, I guess like the point being for anybody that's watching this is like, if you are concerned about how to grow your business in the off season, hopefully this video has kind of helped you guys understand that there's a plethora of things you can be doing. You might know another agent that's like, well, you can't grow in the off season. Everybody knows that one guy that's like, oh, you can't do anything off season. I'm going on like vacation or I'm doing this, I'm doing that. But it's like there's so much you can do. There's so much opportunity out there. And if anything, a lot of these things are probably better to focus on in the off season so you don't have to as much during AEP. Make your AEP go a little bit smoother, right?
There we
Like
go.
like one thing we didn't get a chance to mention as
Medi
much
Medi.
is Medi Medis are a great one. MedSup rewrites.
That's up
Somebody that
right there.
their premiums have shot up. They want to lower their premiums. Underwritten business. Like for my office, we don't want to waste time on those during AEP if we can help it. Like we'd
Yeah.
rather get those done now. Or like in the next 5 to 6 months. And like we'll do everything we can to not have to mess with those during AEP because we can do those all year round. It's nothing special during AEP necessarily. So hopefully you guys kind of walk away from this video understanding that there is just a plethora of opportunity. This is a year-round business for sure. And a lot of it comes through, I think, not necessarily focusing on being like just a Medicare Advantage plan flipper, which a lot of you are just
Which
that.
again, yeah, the Medi-Cals, the FEMAs, yeah, I don't want to be that kind of agency. I mean, the opportunity is there sometimes, it is what it is, but yeah, I just don't want to be that kind of agency.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you take them from time to time when they come, right? But like your business is so much more than that. And I
Right.
think that's the message that I think you should kind of strive towards. Um, Andrew, I want to be respectful of your time. So talk about how people can connect with you. Talk
Sure.
about the Facebook group. If you're in California or you have a desire to sell in California, amazing group. You should definitely be a part of it. But how can people connect with you? How can they find the
Yeah.
Facebook group, etc.?
No, thanks for shouting that out. Yeah, definitely. I mean, you can find me on Facebook like everybody else. And but my my group is called California Insurance Agents Group, literally just verbatim like that. It has like a Bear California flag on it with a logo on it. You can't miss it. I mean, we do also include non-resident producers that are in California. If you guys want to learn more about Medicare, cover California ACA, health, like anything, health, life, even PNC, annuities, LTC, we have everybody in there. So it's sort of a mix of everything. So you know, the whole point was to, get referrals from each other. Now it's turned into this whole thing where we're dealing with the fair plan, and then now it's evolved into, conferences, and we're doing bigger things in a state that needs to have big things happening because nobody else is doing it besides you know m- the nabibs and and pretty much people like us. So just want to do the right thing for a situation that is pretty uncommon, and just want to make sure that all new agents know that this is a business that's not impossible to get into and is not so dang hard, but you have to realize that these things happen. If you can get through them, heck, join the club. Let's get it. Let's get after our goals, and let's get after our money.
I love it. I love it. Guys, definitely check out the California Insurance Agents Facebook group. Andrew's done a terrific job with it. Close to 2,000 members at the time of recording this. It's gonna it's just gonna keep ballooning up, and it's gonna be just an ever-growing community. So make sure to check that out. Make sure to connect with Andrew. If you're in California, you need a mentor. Man, there's nobody better, guys. Come on. Come on. There's nobody better to work with.
I do appreciate that, Christian. I mean, again, Christian, what you do for the community, I don't really say this too much, but what you guys do for the community, you and the couple other entities that have these groups and support systems, you guys have been doing this for a while now. So I just want to commend you guys on keeping it going. And I just want to personally say that I'm pretty proud of you, man. With what you've done the past year, how you've grown everything. It's always just a pleasure watching that. So just want
Well,
to say that.
I appreciate that, brother. Yeah, it's been a fun ride. It's been a fun journey, but
Yep.
I'm excited to see what's going to happen over the next year for us, but for you as well. I think
Let's get
there's a
it.
lot of growth ahead. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, comment your thoughts. Let us know what you thought about what we talked about, even if you disagreed. We would love to hear about it because we want the comments. Make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm. It helps more people just like you find this information. Subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, everybody.
See you guys.